starting today, everyone in Nikoland is required to stay at home. That's right, we are doing a week long of quarantine here in Nikoland. So I started off by locking up everyone I knew. I started with Rosie because she was right outside Marina's house, and I locked her in. Felt really bad, it's not even her house, but maybe her and Marina could become good friends over this quarantine cycle. I know I've gained a lot of friends over quarantine. That's a lie, I've lost a lot. But anyways, we then moved to Apollo, who was very, very, very puzzled. You wanna know why? This dude wanted to leave the island today. Listen up, buddy. You're not allowed to leave this island for 7 days before we're clear you don't have the COVID-19. I know we found out in the last episode that you're full of, feathers and steel, but who knows? You're not immune, buddy. You're not immune. Locked up. Right outside of Sherry's house. If you've watched the last video, you know Sherry's already been cured of coronavirus, so she's got the antibodies. You'll be safe at Sherry's. Maggie, I don't know what she does for fun, but I'm sure she can do whatever she likes in the comfort of her own home. She's not missing anyone. No one's missing her. She's perfectly fine. Then we got Octavian here, who, I tried to push him every which way I could, and he would not respect the quarantine, so I had to put him next to the dodo birds. The dodo birds, Orville, hopefully they'll keep him company. My thought is that Orville is going to, have lots of hand sanitizer. Hopefully Octavian doesn't do anything too crazy and goes on a plane anywhere, but for right now, he's trapped at the airport. Everyone else is either at their own house now or just chilling at someone else's, and they're going to stay that way for the next 7 days. Day 2. This is the day that I really wanted to really make sure everyone's home in quarantine was very safe here at Animal Crossing. The first one I wanted to make sure was Rosie. I noticed she was outside Marina's house, and she hasn't gone inside yet. I mean, that's a little awkward. I'm sure Marina's just looking outside her window. Like, what's that cat doing outside with all those fences? So I added a bit prettier fences. I had really nice, pretty fences. And then I was like, you know what? Here's a clothesline. I'm sure you and Marina need to do lots of laundry over the next 7 days. That hot dog suit probably gets sweaty really quickly, so I added a clothesline outside Marina's house. I go inside Marina's house, and you wouldn't believe it, Zucker was inside. What the heck? I told you guys to be quarantining. No wonder why I couldn't find Zucker anywhere in the island or in his house. He was inside Marina's. Well, I hope you guys get very cordial and very happy together very soon, because you're stuck with each other for the next 7 days. And I got to be completely honest with you. They were so cute. Their conversations were adorable. They're like, "Hey, Niko, want to play with us?" I mean, we're in the middle of a pandemic right now, but I can, spend a few minutes to hang out with Marina and Zucker. I could hang out with Marina and Zucker all day. I just sat there and took pictures with them for like an hour. Honestly, in my real time, I spent about an hour taking pictures with them. I go back outside, and Rosie's just like, "Hey, what's up? There's a whole party in there, Rosie. Don't go inside. I then checked on Apollo and Sherry came outside and started working out next to a puzzled Apollo. I thought that was just so funny. They're just sitting there hanging out, chilling, working out, while, Apollo's having a whole existential crisis. He wants to leave the island. He's stuck abroad. Oh, it's terrible. Day 3 came around, and this is the day that a lot of different things are going to happen. This is a new announcement. We have a new service for everyone. It's called Nook Delivery Service. Nook Delivery Service is a lot like Grubhub or one of those food delivery that just take it straight to your house. Grubhub, Uber Eats, that kind of thing. DoorDash. So I decided it was time to start deliver food to my villagers because they're probably really hungry. I mean, 7 days? 7 days of not eating? Okay, I'm a little crazy with these locking people up videos, but I'm not inhumane. I gotta give them some food. So I was like, what's going on with Pom Pom? I haven't seen her in like 10 days. I don't know what's going on with her. And, she's quarantining. I decided, Rosie's on her own. Rosie's her only neighbor, and Rosie's, trapped in Marina's house right now. So it's safe for Pom Pom to just stay in this little beautiful field of flowers on her own. And she had a fun little conversation with me too that, she was getting a little sassy. I think on quarantine she's kind of losing her mind. I then checked up on Apple, who is locked up, and I gave her an apple, of course. I was like, what food should I give Apple? Well, an apple, of course. And, she seemed to really, really enjoy the apple. I mean, she gave me a sweatshirt, and that's a terrible trade, by the way. If someone gives you an apple, you don't have to give them a sweatshirt. That's like, a 50-cent apple for like a $20 sweatshirt from TJ Maxx. That's a pretty good deal for me. So I took the sweater, said thank you, and, locked her up into quarantine again. And then I was like, you know what? What's Blanche up to? Doesn't matter. I just locked her up too. I said she's probably fine. She's not a people person to begin with. She's a snooty villager. She doesn't care about any of these kids, so she's fine on her own in quarantine. She's probably watching some like really nice drama on Lifetime. And then I just walked by Rosie and she just started singing. Like, she's really, it's like kind of like when a prisoner is just like really enjoying prison and starts singing and playing games. Like, Rosie's having a really good time here in quarantine. I'm envious. I thought, what would Octavian eat? I was really rude to Octavian in the past with, shoving him into Dodo Airlines, not giving him access to his own house. And I was like, okay, I'll fish for him. So I got him a fish, a very yummy zebra turkey fish, and I delivered to him, but he did not seem hungry. I kept trying to talk to him. I don't know where he got a bundle of sticks at. I mean, he's been at Dodo Airlines for the last 2-3 days, so don't know where the bundle of sticks came from, but I just planted the fish, in his little quarantine bubble. Maybe he'll eat it someday. Are you ready for this, guys? It starts getting crazy in the next few days. This is day 4. And now day 4 is when things kind of started to hit the fan, because Apollo and Sherry, I let them breathe for a few seconds. I took down their board and let them walk in the fields. Like, they let us do that in real life too, go for walks and stuff. I let them go for a walk, and this conversation happened. They're just they just started fighting about nothing. Sherry said he's stubborn. I mean, they just are. Quarantine's really getting to them. They're like a bad couple in quarantine stuck together. And, he was getting really angry, and I was telling him, football's tonight, Apollo, football. He got up. He sat down for a while, but he got up after I told him football's coming on tonight. And then I pushed him a little bit, and he got furious, and it was very hard. I don't know if you guys ever pushed your villagers around before, but a big eagle is hard to push around. These guys are feral. They are going for the kill. It's really hard to push them. I talked to him again, told him again, look, Apollo, football's on tonight. I was just trying to tell him something very calming that, maybe something enjoyable. He is the one, like, really big conservative on the island. Nothing against conservatives, but a lot of them kind of resist quarantine. That's kind of like one of their characteristics right now. And I knew he would resist quarantine too, but he was getting really mad at me. I was kind of scared he was going to start hurting me. Kind of scary stuff. I checked on Maggie for literally half a second, then went to Apple, who Apple was also getting upset, and I was like, you know what? Apple is a very social person. She loves hanging out with people. In quarantine, she might as well mingle like the fruit she is, put some bananas with her apples, and I threw her in with Apple. I threw Apple in with Sherry and Apollo, and they seemed to have a good little, good thing going. They were really enjoying themselves, just kind of hanging out. I checked on Rosie again, Rosie I've had a very complicated past with. It's been a pretty abusive relationship. I tried giving her masks because she had coronavirus, and she just threw them on the floor next to the cockroaches. So we're kind of at odds with each other right now. But she was very, very nice and gave me a hibiscus hairpin out of nowhere. Of course, the main delight here, the main attraction is inside the house where Marina and Zucker are just hanging out. I gave Marina and Zucker some food and just told them to chill a bit, and they're just having a good time hanging out together, becoming good old pals. Quarantine is really doing Marina and Zucker very well. I came back to Apollo and Sherry, and day 4, I'm telling you guys, day 4 is crazy. They are losing their temper. Apollo started sneezing on Sherry. That's right, in the middle of a pandemic where coronavirus is extremely, extremely contagious, Apollo had the nerve to just start sneezing on Sherry, which I just thought was just insane. It's insane. Did a little bit of a photo shoot with Rosie. As you can tell, I'm very interested in the Rosie, Marina, and Zucker side of things, and the Apollo, Apple, Sherry side of things. Those are the very interesting people in quarantine. Anyways, day 5 was here, And today I started doing a little bit more. I added a new section to the Nook delivery system where I started delivering non-essential items like clothing and stuff. So I actually delivered a grill to Apollo because I know he loves to cook. He loves to cook his burgers and skewers and stuff like that. And I thought, you know what, Apollo, Apple, and Sherry, they probably haven't ate much. I know Apple can eat. She loves eating her apples. Every time I give her food, she's so happy. Sherry's not much of an eater, but, she likes the enjoyment of watching, And Apollo is just, he is a grill master. And as you can see, he was very, very intrigued by the grill. I then gave Sherry a peach hat, and wow, did she eat that up. I mean, she looks amazing in her little peach hat, does she not? Oh, I'm so impressed by her. So Sherry's looking good in her peach hat, and everything's going fine and dandy right now in quarantine. Honestly, no problems. Seems like the same thing when I prisoned all my villagers in a 24-hour jail cell. They're really enjoying it, weirdly enough. They're hanging out. It's experiences I've never seen before. Apollo is cooking burgers left, right, and center like a grill master, and people are really enjoying it. I gave Maggie a present for the first time on my island, and she was rocking this jean jacket. You can't tell me that this jean jacket was meant for Maggie, and she gave me a globe, which was really significant. It made me feel like a metaphor for, she thinks the world of me. Isn't that beautiful? Anyways, day 6 is here, and today we're going to start really testing people again because, it's been 6 days. I'm really curious. If you watched the last video of me testing everyone for COVID-19, people were very, 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 very sick, and it made me really paranoid, which is why we did quarantine. Day 6, I loaded my game, and for the first time, people rebelled. They rebelled like a bunch of French people in the 1800s during the French Revolution. I mean, they really, 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 really were not here for my quarantine anymore. They completely disobeyed my quarantine rules. No one was in their quarantine anymore. I decided to really just test everyone, and everyone I tested, from Sherry again to Marina, everyone was positive. So on day 7, I made an announcement. Hey, Apple, how are you doing? I love that Apple's just sitting there watching and listening. I made an announcement that we are ending quarantine. And do you want to know why we're ending quarantine? Not because everyone has it. Not because, I want to make strict rules or a very interesting video. But because, and I don't know if you guys knew this, coronavirus isn't real in Animal Crossing. I know. It's a big bombshell. It's a big, big bombshell. I'm a very big believer in science, and all of the doctors I've talked to in the past week have told me that, Niko, you are going insane. There is no coronavirus on your Animal Crossing island. Those are animals that are not just animals, but they are digital animals. They aren't real, and in fact, you only paid $60 to get that game, and you really think people care about your fake animals in a fake video game having coronavirus. Put the series to rest. So I said, hey, Doc, thank you very much. It means a lot. But this is not the end of the road for my new series of doing things with my villagers. I am going to take a break from jailing them and quarantining them and doing stuff like that. But I am going to start doing a little bit more fun things. Coming up later this week, we have a video where I'll be making all of my Animal Crossing villagers Karens. I'm also going to be making them K-pop stands and making a few of them a K-pop band. All my Peppy villagers, I have 3 of them, they will be making a K-pop girl group. On top of that, we are also going to be doing something really exciting, soccer, using Animal Crossing villagers as the soccer ball. So, much more very interesting Animal Crossing social experiments coming here on Nikachu. Make sure to subscribe, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.